Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMart leads inquiries to Salesforce for customer electronics business. So I'm an owner of an electronics business and I receive a lot of leads and inquiries from my potential customers and clients with the help of IndiaMart. Here what I want is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated and I'm going to receive a lead with the help of IndiaMart, automatically I want to add that lead to my Salesforce account so that my team can manage the record. Now, doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And in this automation, I'm going to create a connection between IndiaMart and Salesforce. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMart leads inquiries to Salesforce for customers' electronics business. So as an owner of an electronics business, I receive a numerous amount of inquiries from my potential customers through IndiaMart. And I use Salesforce to efficiently manage and track these leads. However, manually transferring leads from my IndiaMart to my Salesforce account can be very time consuming and prone to errors. So by integrating IndiaMart and Salesforce, every inquiry that has been generated with the help of IndiaMart is going to be automatically captured and created as a lead in my Salesforce account, allowing my sales teams to focus on personalized follow-ups and targeted marketing. And we're going to be creating this amazing automation between IndiaMart and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMart Leads and Inquiries to Salesforce for Customer Electronics Business. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Okay. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMart Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMart Leads and Inquiries to Salesforce for Customers Electronics Business, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important concepts of our automation process, because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what we're going to do is we are going to select it as IndiaMart. As with the help of IndiaMart, I'm going to receive a lot of inquiries and leads for my business. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMart by any of the potential customers and clients, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the new lead being generated. That is why for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMart, and for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new leads. Okay. After selecting the trigger application and the event, over here you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMart and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, we are going to create a connection between our Pabbly Connect account and our IndiaMart account. Now in order to do that, log into your IndiaMart account. So this is my IndiaMart account right over here, and in this account I receive a lot of leads and inquiries. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated for my business with the help of IndiaMart, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to connect our account to Pabbly Connect. For that, from the left side of the panel, go to this Lead Manager option right over here. As we're going to do that, you'll be landed towards the lead manager page of your IndiaMart account, and on the top left corner it says menu. Click on this button right over here. Under menu, go to the import and export leads option, and from the given under options, go to the push API option right over here. Then you're going to be landed towards the push API page right over here. As you're going to land towards this page, it is asking for us to select the source first. So for the source, if I'm going to click on this drop down, the given source is not provided to us, so I'm going to click on this other option right over here. As I'm going to click on this other option, you can see this window is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the platform name and the URL. So firstly, for the platform name over here, I'm going to write it as Pabbly Connect. So this is the platform name, and for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. Okay. After entering the platform name and entering the URL, I'm going to click on the Save Details button. It is asking for the reason why are we creating this webhook. For that, I'm going to select a random reason from the drop down and click on this button right over here. As I've done that, you can see over here the webhook is now been successfully added in my IndiaMart account. As now the webhook is successfully added, if I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now as we've successfully created a connection between our IndiaMart account and Pabbly Connect, I want to test this connection. So in order to test the connection, we are going to generate a test lead, and by generating a test lead, we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test lead being generated or not. In order to generate a test lead, I'm going to open my user account. So this is my user account right over here. This is my IndiaMart user account, and now we're going to generate a test lead with the help of this user account. In order to do that, firstly, I'm going to search for the product right over here, the dummy product that I've created for my business. So this is a dummy product that I've created. I'm going to select this. This is a dummy product, and with the help of this dummy product, I'm going to generate a test lead for my business. For that, I'm going to click on this contact supplier button right over here. It is asking for the message, the inquiry that we want to send. So for the inquiry over here, I'm going to enter what are the payment options available for bulk purchases for smartwatches. So this is the inquiry right over here. Okay, so this is the inquiry. Now I'm going to click on this submit button. It is asking for the GST number, so I'm going to enter in a dummy GST number right over here, and then I'm going to click on this submit button. As I've done that, it says our details are sent. As now the details are sent, this means the test lead is now been generated. As now the test lead has been generated, I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow that I've created, and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the test lead being generated or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow that I've created. So this is the workflow that I've created. I'm going to scroll down, and yes, you can see right over here Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the new test lead being generated. Now let us tally the response. For the query ID, we've received the query ID. For the subject, we have received the dummy subject right over here. State comes as Madhya Pradesh. Name comes as Angel. For the phone number, we've received the lead's mobile number. Email as testuser@pabblytudes.com. For the country as India, that is IN. Company as Test Company. City as Bhopal. Address as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And over here you can see we have also received the product name with the message right over here. And this is the same inquiry message that we have generated. That is, what are the payment options available for bulk purchases of smartwatches. So you can see right over here, this is the message with all the other details. So as now the response has been successfully captured in our trigger, this means that IndiaMart has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMart by any of the potential customers and clients, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the new lead being generated. As now our trigger setup is done, our objective is to add this lead, to create the same lead in our Salesforce account so that my sales team can manage the lead further. So in order to do that, we're going to set up our action step, and for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Salesforce. As I'm going to create a lead in my Salesforce account, so I'm going to select my action application as Salesforce, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as create lead, as we're going to create the same lead that is generated with the help of IndiaMart in our Salesforce account. Then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, I'm going to click on this connect with Salesforce button right over here. As I'm going to do that, a window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this is saved process and my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button right over here. As I've done that, we have successfully authorized Salesforce to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for the last name, first name, and all the other details of the lead that we are creating in our Salesforce account. So for the data of the lead, what we are going to do is we're going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field right over here, you can see this was the previous step, that is IndiaMart new leads. As I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. It is asking for the last name of my lead. So for the last name of my lead, I have not received the last name of my lead. You can see right over here. So for the last name field also, I'm going to select the data of the first name from my previous response. So as you can see, as I've selected data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. After that, it is asking for the first name. So I'm going to map the data of the first name over here as well. After that, it is asking for the title. So for the title, I do not require that. So I'm going to skip the part. Okay. Next, it is asking for the company. So for the company, I'm going to map the data of the company that I've received in my previous step. This is right over here. Okay. It is asking for the mobile number. So for the mobile number, I'm going to map the data of the mobile number right over here. I'm going to map it. Next, it is asking for the email. So for the email, I'm going to map the data right over here. So I'm going to map the data of the email right over here. Next, it is asking for the website. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After that, it is asking for the description. So for the description over here, I'm going to map the data of the message, that is the inquiry that I've received in my previous response. I'm going to map the data of that message. Okay. For the lead source over here, as the lead source is not given in this drop down right over here, so I'm going to toggle this map button from the top, erase the existing data from here. And for the lead source over here, I'm going to write as India Mart leads. Okay, so this is the lead source. Status, I'm going to remain it as open, rating as hot. It is asking for the street over here. So for the street over here, I'm going to map the data of the address that I've received. I'm going to map the data of the address. For the city over here, I'm going to map the data of the city. I'm going to map the data. And for the country over here, I'm going to map the data of the country that I've received. I'm going to map it. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I've done that, we can see over here we have received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Salesforce account and check whether a new lead has been created or not. For that, I'm going to open my Salesforce account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, under recent items, you can see over here new lead has been created in the name of Angel. I'm going to open this lead from here. And this is the same lead that we have received in our India Mart account has been created in our Salesforce account. The name comes as Angel. You can see right over here. We have received the mobile number of the lead, the email as testuser@pablitudes.com, lead source as India Mart. You can see for the address, we have received the address with all the other details. Okay. As we successfully created a lead in our Salesforce account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between our India Mart account and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a customer's electronics business and I receive a lot of leads and inquiries for my business with the help of India Mart. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated by the potential customers with the help of India Mart, I want to create that same lead in my Salesforce account so that my sales team can manage the lead further. Now in order to do that, I've simply automated this entire process between India Mart and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.